Hello, hello. Welcome to this Speak English with Vanessa live English masterclass so that you can start 2023 in the best way possible by achieving your English goals, speaking English fluently, and who knows, maybe changing your life. So thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to welcome everyone who is here live. I will be here for the next little bit to share with you some wonderful tips to help you reach your English goals and speak fluent English. So my first question for you is, I would love to know, where are you from? Let me know in the chat box where you are from, and I'll say hello to you. I know we have students from all over the world, every continent, every time zone. Maybe for you, it is already 2023. Here where I live in North Carolina in the United States, it is not the new year yet. It is the morning of December 31st. So it is not yet the new year, but very soon it will be 2023 and we will all be there together. All right, I see some wonderful people who have joined us from Mexico, Myanmar, India, China, Hungary, wonderful, Sri Lanka, wonderful. Thanks so much for joining me. I know some of you probably it is late at night, so I appreciate your dedication to English. I see friends here from Poland, wonderful, from Brazil, from Portugal. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I'm going to be asking you some questions because this is a live masterclass. One of the joys is that I can ask you a question, you can write your answer in the chat box, and I can see it instantly. So I hope that you will use this feature and participate in this live masterclass. Feel free to write in the comments, and who knows, maybe your comment will appear on the screen if you're a lucky one. So first, I would like to ask you a kind of difficult question. I would like to know, what is the hardest part about speaking in English for you? Let me know in the chat box, and I would love to read your answers out loud, and we'll see where that goes. So let me know, what is the hardest part about speaking in English? I know for me, when I am still learning, but when I started to learn French, which is my second language, there were so many difficulties with speaking, and some of the biggest dealt with my fear of making mistakes. Would other people really understand me? What if they didn't? And I had to repeat myself and I felt embarrassed. All of these thoughts were floating around in my head, and it was not always easy to get over them. I see here, Aren says, one of the hardest parts is what to say when you don't know the necessary vocabulary for what you want to say. Yeah. So you try to say something and then you can't think of that word and it's right there, but I just don't know the word. Maybe you know the word in your native language, but not in English. That can be really frustrating. Talhen says the pronunciation is the hardest part of speaking. Yeah, you want to make sure other people can understand you. If other people can't understand you, you can't have a conversation. It just stops. Omar says the hardest part about speaking in English is understanding a conversation and being able to speak about the topic. Okay, I think this also deals with some of the first answer that we had that was talking about having the right words. You can't speak about a topic if you don't have the right words for that topic. So maybe you feel great talking about your vacation last week, but maybe if somebody asks about your job, there's some things that you just don't know how to speak about in English. So being able to build up that vocabulary and build up that confidence is the key. Sahili says the hardest part about speaking in English for me is when I forget all the words when I speak in English with others. Yeah, this can cause a lot of embarrassment, especially because I imagine a lot of you are very dedicated you feel passionate about English and you really want to improve. Maybe you watch my YouTube videos, you're studying English, you listen to English podcasts, you do all of these things. And then when you have a conversation, all of the words just leave your head. That can be embarrassing. You want to say exactly what you want to say, but also frustrating because you have been trying to study English so that those situations don't happen. So, yes, absolutely. That can be a very frustrating thing. KT says, the hardest part about speaking in English is I don't have a person to talk and practice with. Oh, yes. Yes. So, how can you practice speaking? Well, we need to speak. And if you don't have someone to speak with, that can be a big block and make it less exciting too. When you have someone to speak with, it can kind of boost that motivation, maybe give you a little bit of a fear in your heart. Oh, I need to speak with someone, so I got to practice. Sometimes that's a good motivation. So, having someone to speak with is a wonderful thing. And when you don't, what can you do? Well, we'll talk about it in just a minute. All right, let's go on to our next question, a little more positive of a question. And here at the new year, we're often thinking about changing our life. What happened in 2022 and how we can change that for 2023. So here's my question for you. How would your life change if you could speak English clearly and confidently? So some of you mentioned, I don't have the words that I want to say. I don't have someone to speak with. Well, what if you had all of those things and you could speak clearly and confidently? What would happen? Think about your job possibilities, travel possibilities, family possibilities. I know a lot of my students, they have family members who live in English speaking countries, their grandchildren speak English and they need to speak with them. Think about all of those possible changes and what would happen if you could communicate with no problem. You would feel comfortable and confident speaking with them. Let me know in the chat box how your life would change. I see a comment here that someone said, I can achieve my goals. Thank you so much. Ven Parthy, you said, I can achieve my goals if I could speak in English. Wonderful. William says, my next job depends on English. Okay, so this is not just for fun. It is also your career. Maybe your family is depending on you getting a better job so that you can speak English clearly and comfortably. Iman says, first, I would like to make friends around the world. Yes. Oh, and that's a beautiful thing too, when you can connect with other people around the world. Asina says, I would be more confident saying, I do speak English. This is something that we should not underestimate because that feeling inside of you, that pride of, I can do this. Yes, I did this. That can really revolutionize other areas of your life too. When you have that confidence, you carry that with you in your job, in your family. So having that confidence is great. Andrea says, travel possibilities. Yes, you would easily be able to travel almost anywhere, communicate with people in the hotel, in the restaurant, make friends, be able to enjoy tours and do different things in English smoothly with no problem. Faith says, I'll be able to communicate confidently at my job with my coworkers. Yes. And you know what? I know a lot of you speak in English with your coworkers, maybe with your clients. If you have an international business, you need to talk with your clients in English. Maybe you have a manager or a boss who speaks in English. The stakes are high in those situations. Your job depends on it. You're representing your company. All of that really matters. So being able to speak confidently and clearly at your job, that would change a lot. Dinara says, if I could communicate confidently, I would change my job and earn more money. Aha, so you could get a promotion, change your job position. That would be wonderful. And I think sometimes when we earn more money, some of those stresses about our daily life can kind of slip away sometimes because you're able to just enjoy what's in front of you. It says, I can go to Canada for medical study. Okay, so you could study abroad. That would be great. I know a lot of academic studies, a lot of academic literature are all in English. So if you need to improve your your knowledge in that way, great. Knowing English will really help you. Well, I have some good news. All of these things can be possible because I have a solution for you. I would like to introduce you to the 30-day speaking challenge. If you would like to get a better job, travel easily, be able to make more money, be able to enjoy friends around the world, well, I want to tell you about something very special. In the 30-day speaking challenge, you will be able to express yourself easily. And like you mentioned, sometimes remembering words is really hard, especially in that moment. Well, with the 30-day speaking challenge, you can use the words that you want to say. They're not just sitting in your head collecting dust. Instead, you get the chance to use them. And if you're like me, probably you're a busy person. So the key here is that you can quickly improve without wasting your time. And of course, if you've been following Speak English with Vanessa for a while, you know that my goal is to help you learn real English, move away from textbooks, move away from the classroom, and really be able to speak real English that people really use in daily life. So, with the 30-day speaking challenge, you are able to do that, speak real English. So I would like to give you a little note about what one of my students, Ibrahim, said, because I think it fits perfectly with what you mentioned in your frustrations and what you would like to change in your life. So Ibrahim said that he was working in his office and his colleague said something amazing to him. His colleague said, "What a sudden change in the way you speak English. You have improved a lot. You speak like an American." Well, here, what I imagine speak like an American means is speak with confidence, without hesitation, feeling like, yes, I can express myself clearly. What a wonderful thing. And really, with the 30-day speaking challenge, you too can suddenly change the way that you speak and improve a lot. My student, Vinicius, says, without wasting a single day, I learned a lot and it was really fun. I absolutely understand not wanting to waste time. You're a busy person. I'm a busy person. So, making sure that you are using your time effectively and having fun is the key. So, let me tell you a little bit about how the 30-day speaking challenge works. In the 30-day speaking challenge, we use the 4-step speaking method. This 4-step speaking method will help you to grow your confidence and be able to speak clearly. Step number 1 is each day for 30 days, you will watch the daily speaking lesson that I have prepared for you. In each of those speaking lessons, there's daily vocabulary, there is a daily question that I ask you, and I will give you my sample answer so that you will see exactly how you need to answer it and you'll have the words that you need so that you can use them when you speak. Very important. Step number 2 is to write your answer to that daily question every day for 30 days. Now, when you write your answer, you are preparing your mind so that you can say exactly what you want to say when you're ready to speak. And that will come in just a moment. But when you write it down, you don't need to write down anything fancy, no essays, no long paragraphs, just the way that you speak, a few sentences answering the daily question. Next, step number 3 of the 4-step speaking method is to read. I want you to read your answer to the daily question out loud 3 times. This will help you to hear your voice in English because if you're like me, maybe when you speak in English in another language, it kind of initially sounds kind of weird to hear yourself speaking another language. I know for me, when I started to speak in French and I heard my voice saying French words, it just felt so weird. I felt uncomfortable. I did not feel confident when I was saying those words. But the more that you hear yourself speaking out loud in English, the more it will feel normal and comfortable. So I want you to read your daily answer out loud 3 times. You're warming up those speaking muscles because step number 4. Are you ready? Step number 4 is to record yourself answering the daily question in our private group. Okay, so in the 30-day speaking challenge, we have a wonderful group where you will get to record your voice every day answering the daily question. And this will help you track your progress. It will push you to really try hard every day. You can't give up. We are there to support you and motivate you, but you can record yourself answering the daily question because you've watched the lesson. You wrote down your answer, you read your answer out loud 3 times, and now it's time to put aside what you wrote and think about the question and answer it out loud. Because something special will happen after you record your answer. But before I tell you about the special thing that will happen, I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever had feedback from a teacher about your English speaking skills? I want you to tell me in the comments, have you ever had feedback like this? Someone has listened to you speak and told you something specific you can improve, something specific that you're doing great, or maybe give you some guidance to help push you in the right direction. Dina says, I'm afraid to record my voice. You know what? This is absolutely a common feeling. When you record your voice, maybe you listen to it again and say, oh, I don't want to hear that. But do you know what? This is first of all, our group is a private group. Only people in the 30-day speaking challenge will hear this recording. And day by day, you are pushing yourself to be able to speak confidently and clearly. This is a great way to test yourself, challenge yourself, we could say. Emmy says, yes, I got feedback from a teacher and it was amazing. Honestly, at the beginning, I didn't believe it, but now it makes sense. Great. So you were able to take that feedback from a teacher and use it to benefit your English speaking skills. Maybe they said that your English was better than you thought. That's a good boost of confidence and they can lead you in the right direction. Drago says, yes, I've had some feedback from teachers and my friends in New York. Great. Now, I think there's a difference between getting feedback from teachers and friends. A teacher's job is to give you specific feedback, but your friends will probably say something like, oh yeah, it's fine. I understood you. Not something specific to help push you in the right direction. Maybe it's good for a little boost of confidence every now and then, but a teacher's job is to specifically give you personalized feedback because they're a teacher and that's what they do. So I highly recommend having the chance to be able to get feedback from a teacher in English. And how could you do that? Well, I would like to share with you the 2 special bonuses of the 30 Days Speaking Challenge. In the challenge, there are 2 special things. I think these are the most exciting things of the course. Number 1 is after you record your voice and you share it in our private group, you will get daily feedback from one of our professional American English teachers about your speaking skills. So the professional American English teacher will listen to your daily recording and they will give you audio feedback based on what you said. It might be how to use a vocabulary word better, or, oh, yesterday you used that pronunciation a little incorrectly. It was hard to understand. And today you said it great. Okay, so they're showing you your progress. They're showing you where to go. And getting this personalized feedback is invaluable. Absolutely, it is, I think, the most exciting part of this course. The second bonus is that because this is a group, a private group for the speaking challenge, it's not just you hearing the feedback about your speaking. You can also listen to other people's speaking and the feedback that teachers give them. So you are able to learn from each other. This is just like being in a classroom. You're able to hear what the teacher says to someone else and improve because of their advice. So I think in this way, it's kind of helping you to improve however many people are in the course. Right now in our private Facebook or our private Telegram group, this is where our group is, in our private Telegram group, there are almost 150 people. That means you're in a classroom with 150 people. You are able to learn from their speaking as well, based on what the professional American teacher's advice is. So these are the two very special bonuses that I would like to share with you. But first, there's some important information about the 30-day speaking challenge. Number one, the course begins January 1st. Maybe if you're living in Australia, it is already January 1st. This is January 1st EST, that's my time, New York time. So it begins tomorrow, January 1st. Start off the new year speaking confidently in English. The second important piece of information is that usually this course is $99. This is a one-time payment, $99, but there is a special 40% off discount. That means the total price is $60. That is $2 per day, 30 days. So right now, if you join before January 1st, before midnight tonight, that is about 9 hours from now, you can get the 40% discount and pay a total of $60. That's 30 personalized feedbacks every day, along with 30 speaking lessons every day. But you need to join before midnight tonight to get this discount, because the discount will go away and you will then pay the full price. So it would be nice to speak English confidently and fluently and get a great discount. So don't wait. You can use this link here in the comments and in the description. speakenglishwithvanessa.com/live. This is where you can get the 40% discount. And I would like to ask you a question, but before we do, I have a special shout out. While we were doing this live lesson, 3 wonderful friends have joined this course that I would like to tell you about. First, we have Marek Suki Hausner. Thank you for joining the 30-day speaking challenge. Next, we have Sunghae Bae. Thank you for joining the 30-day speaking challenge. And Joyce Kwok, thank you so much for joining the 30-day speaking challenge. If you join with the speakenglishwithvanessa.com/live link later in this lesson, maybe I will also say your name. It would be great to see you in this course and for you to get a 40% discount. Nothing's better than speaking fluently and getting a big discount. All right, now I have a open-ended question. I want to know, I've just said a lot. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions about the speaking challenge, how it can help you, if it's a good fit for you? What would you like to ask me? Ask me in the comments and I will try my best to give you some feedback while we're here live. That is my goal. And if you would like to join the course, please use that link that's in the description, speakenglishwithvanessa.com/live, so you can get 40% off. That is a special limited time discount until midnight tonight. Right now, that's about 9 hours from now, very soon. Omar has a question. What is the group for recordings? Yes, so we use the app Telegram, and I give you a private link so that you can join our private Telegram group where you will meet other members from all over the world. Right now, there are many people in that group who have introduced themselves and said, whoa, there's people from every country, every time zone, and you can all support each other. Aline has a great question. Is there a specific time for the lessons? So how these 30 lessons work is that every day you will receive a new lesson, and you can study it at any time that day, but also you have lifetime access. So let's imagine you study the first lesson on January 1st, the second lesson on January 2nd, and then on January 3rd, your child gets sick. You spend all day taking care of your child. I know how this is. And you miss the January 3rd lesson. Well, that's okay. January 4th, you can go into the course website and you will have lifetime access to all of them. You can study January 3rd, and I recommend catching up, and you can also study January 4th. Then on January 5th, you'll get access to the day 5 lesson, and so on throughout the entire course. And on January 30th, you have access to all the lessons because you finished the entire 30 days, and you will always have access to all 30 lessons. This way you can go back and review, you can go back and print out all of the documents. You can use that however you would like to continue improving your skills. Ronnie has a great question. What level do you recommend for this course? So generally, I recommend this for a high beginner. If you really have a hard time understanding this lesson right now, maybe you are a low beginner. If you don't understand every word, that's okay. But if you can generally understand me, you're probably a high beginner, intermediate, or advanced. If you are an advanced English speaker and you use English every day for your job, you feel like everyone can understand you pretty well, but maybe you don't have the confidence that you really want when you're in English conversations, this can also be a course for you because the goal is to help you speak confidently. By the end of this 30 days, your confidence will grow day by day. So I highly recommend this for high beginner, intermediate, and advanced English learners. If you are a native English speaker, sorry, this course is not for you. Emmy has a question. Is it possible to avoid fancy books, book vocabularies, which are only used in books, in order to learn a language more confidently? Yes, so the goal of this course is to help you speak real spoken English. So this is what people use in real daily life conversations. If you use words that are too formal or too academic, or just words that we don't use often in daily life, maybe people will understand you, but there will be some awkwardness or a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling in that conversation. So the goal of this course is to introduce you to new vocabulary. Every day, you'll be introduced to 2 to 3 new expressions that are useful for that daily topic, and it will help you to really grow your real English vocabulary. I hope that will help. Rainbow says, so even after 30 days, we can access the lessons. That's great. Yes, lifetime access. I think in general, for me, every time I join a course, this is something that's really important to me because, sometimes you're busy, you miss a day, or you want to go back and review. Lifetime access, especially for an online course, is essential. So yes, you have lifetime access. You can go back and check out the lessons at any time. All right, I would like to make sure I answered all of these questions here. Who is the course for? We talked about the levels. This is not specifically focusing on academic English or business English. This is daily English that you can use in daily conversations. You can use it in the workplace. You can use it in a school setting, but this is going to help you have real English conversations. I would like to tell you about my refund policy because for me, whenever I buy anything, a shirt, a course, a car, I want to make sure that I know the refund policy because you never know. Maybe you purchase something, you purchase the 30-day speaking challenge and you think, maybe this isn't the course for me. What is your refund policy? Well, I feel so confident that you will love the 30-day speaking challenge, that it will help you speak confidently. It will help you to grow your vocabulary so you have the words that you want to say, and it will help you over 30 days to use real English that I will offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee. This means all you need to do is within 30 days of your purchase, you send me an email and say, hey, Vanessa, I bought the course, but it's not a good fit. No problem. Don't feel bad about it. That's totally okay. I will read your email and send you a refund just like that. No hassle, no worries. but I'm sure you'll love the course. And I feel confident that it will help you to reach your goals in English. Before we talk about any final questions, I'd like to shout out 3 more people who have just joined the 30-day speaking challenge. Ken Saito, thank you so much for joining the 30-day speaking challenge. Christina Caminiti, thank you so much for joining. And Natalie Kolchak, thank you so much for joining the 30-day speaking challenge. You're awesome. If you would like to join, you can use this link, speakenglishwithvanessa.com/live, and you will be able to get a 40% discount on the course. But this 40% discount ends at midnight tonight EST. That's the New York time. You have about 9 hours left or so. And at midnight, this discount will be gone. And you'll have to pay full price, which is $99. But I would love for you to be able to join the course for only $60. That's $2 per day. One-time payment. You don't need to pay again. Just that for lifetime access. And it closes tonight because tomorrow morning on January 1st, you will receive an email from me that says the 30-day speaking challenge begins now. Click on that email and you will have access to the day 1 speaking lesson. And you can watch the lesson, write your answer, read your answer out loud, record your voice, and tomorrow you can get personalized speaking feedback from our professional American English teachers. Imagine, within 24 hours, you could have personalized feedback. That would be so great. So I would love for you to join me in this course. And before we go, I would like to ask you, do you have any questions for me? If you have any burning questions, I would love to be able to answer them for you for the next few minutes. And if this lesson finishes and then you realize, oh, I have a question, you can always send me an email. My email address is contact@speakenglishwithvanessa.com, and it is my pleasure to be able to help you out and answer your questions. So if you would like to ask me any questions, it will be my pleasure to answer. I see who to ask, how much does it cost? So the 30-day speaking challenge usually costs $99. That's about $3 per day. But right now, you can join for a 40% discount until midnight tonight, and it will be $60. That's a 40% discount. Flat rate, one-time payment, it's finished. Bella has a fun question. What kind of topics do we discuss in the group? So in the 30-day speaking challenge, there's 4 weeks, and each week is a different topic. And each day within that topic are specific daily speaking questions. I'm very excited about this because the course is built to challenge you more and more each day. So for example, week 1, the topic is family. Well, maybe you can talk about how many people are in your family. Pretty basic question. I think that might actually be the day 1 question. Simple question, but at the end of week 1, the questions about your family get more and more tricky to answer. I give you some key vocabulary words that you can use to answer, but even though these topics are general topics, the course is designed to grow your skills and challenge you more and more. So then when week 2 starts and we start a new topic, the questions on day 8 question starts off kind of simple, but then by the end of week 2, the questions are a little more challenging, and it's built to help you grow day by day and to feel more confident about your skills. Marianne has a question. Does this course give a sort of certification? So at the end of the course, when you finish all 30 days, I will give you a certificate of completion. Now, this is not an IELTS certificate, but this is a way that you can prove to yourself. Some people also have their company paying for them to take English courses. So if this is you, maybe your company can pay for you to do the 30-day speaking challenge, and you can show them that certificate of completion. I finished all 30 days and I'm improving my English. So there will be a certificate of completion when you finish all 30 days. Leonardo says, I just joined the challenge. Hooray! I'm from Brazil and I hope my English and confidence improve a lot within these 30 days. Oh, Leonardo, I'm very much looking forward to seeing you in our group and helping you improve day by day. Hooray! Drago has a question. How many feedbacks, so how much feedback can we receive from your teachers? So the goal is that every day you will make a recording of your voice. This is 1 minute or less answering the daily question. And you will receive feedback on each of your speaking recordings. So if you make 30 recordings, you will get 30 speaking feedbacks from our teachers. If you miss a bunch of days and only make 3 recordings, well, you'll only get 3 pieces of feedback, audio feedbacks from our teachers. So here the goal is to make all 30 lessons, finish all 30 lessons, and get the most feedback that you can. That is certainly, I think, the best way to progress. I hope that helps. We have a question about children. Is this course good for kids as well? Generally, I recommend that my courses are for 18 years old and up. The main reason for this, it's not because we're talking about controversial topics, but mainly because the group involves, or the course involves, a group chat in the app Telegram. And for my children, I don't really want them to participate in group chats with adults. So generally, I recommend that this course is best for adults. If you want to do the course with your child and participate with them, that's no problem. I think adult supervision is a great idea when children are using the internet. Anthony has a question. Do I need a computer to do the exercises? You can use your phone. Certainly you need some device because these are all the lessons are delivered online. So you need a phone or a tablet or a laptop or a computer. They will not come through the radio, through your TV, magically appear in your mailbox. So yes, you need some kind of device, but you don't need a computer. A phone is no problem. I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. I'll be here for about 5 more minutes or so, and it will be my pleasure to help you. Victor has a question. Is it only on Telegram? So the course itself, let me show you in a moment. The course is on my course website. So you will watch the course videos. Let me show you here. The course videos are on here. So you can see here, this is the course website. And at the beginning, you do not have access to, today, when you join, you will not have access to any of these lessons yet. Available in 1 day, available in 2 days, available in 3 days. But you will have access to the course guide. So let's take a look. This is how to use the course. You will have access to a link to join the Telegram group. And this is my guide about how to use the 4-step speaking method, how to use the bonuses, and also a calendar. Then on day 1, you will have access to the day 1 lesson. So this is an example of what the day 1 lesson will look like. This is the... All right, now it's your turn to answer this question. And I will be giving you the day 1 question, day 1 key speaking vocabulary, and also a sample answer so that you can have an idea about how to answer the question. You can look at the day 1 lesson here in text format. Sometimes it's helpful to read as well. Some of the key vocabulary, some of the key sentences, and also an area where you can write your answer, because that is going to be step 2. And this is what you will have access to on the course website. But you will also join us in the Telegram group each day. So at the end of each lesson, I tell you,
your turn to answer this question in our group. I'll see you there.
In our course group. And that's exactly what happens, is you will join me in the course group after you study on the course website. So both of these are important for using the course in the best way possible. I hope that helps. All right. If anyone has any other questions, I will answer 1 or 2 more questions. And I hope that you will be able to join me in the 30-day speaking challenge. You can use this link here, speakenglishwithvanessa.com/live, to get 40% off for the next 8 or 9 hours. And I hope that you will be able to grab this discount, speak English confidently and fluently, and meet us. Meet all of the wonderful members who have already joined from around the world. Motivate yourself, because a great New Year's resolution is, I want to speak English fluently in 2023. I want to speak English confidently. But how will you accomplish that? It is such an open-ended goal. Well, this is a great way to start off the year to really push yourself in that direction. So I hope that the 30-day speaking challenge will fit you and fit your goals. And I hope it will be a wonderful change for you to help you start the year in the best way possible. All right. Well, I want to say goodbye to everyone. Say thank you so much for joining me for this live English masterclass. I hope to see you in the 30-day speaking challenge. You can click the link in the description, speakenglishwithvanessa.com/live, to get the 40% discount. If you click on that link after today, that discount will be gone. It is an exclusive discount only for joining before January 1st. So if you join late, you will need to pay the full price, which is $99. So I recommend trying to join now while you can get the 40% discount. And that will be within the next 8 hours that will close. So please speak English fluently and get a discount. Great idea. And even if you can't start the course January 1st, no problem. You have lifetime access. So you can get the discount while it's here and then start the course whenever you want, because you have lifetime access. But I do highly recommend starting January 1st. It's a great way to kick off the year, and I would be really excited to see you in the group. That would be wonderful. I have the Telegram group here on my phone, so I'll be looking to see your name in that group. Please join us. Introduce yourself when you join the group. And let's start 2023 with a bang, speaking English confidently and fluently. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful end of the year and a great new year. I'll see you in 2023 to speak English confidently and fluently. Bye, everyone.